Hey folks, Mike McGee here. This is going to be a pretty big video. We're starting this video a day early because we want to get some of this processing done today to make sure that tomorrow when the big crowd shows up, we're able to get it done in a good amount of time. We don't like working too late. A lot of times we just run it through the saw when we get a big crowd here and get everybody just tear into it. And that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow, is doing that route. But I want to go ahead and do some cutting now. I want to cut this belly flap off and get it ready. We're going to have, like this right here, really hard, gnarly stuff, no good to really put in our burger. I may grind that for the dog or something, or just leave that kind of like a jerky treat. Dogs like that kind of stuff. I'm going to cut this belly flap off right now and see how it does. Look at all this fat. Beautiful. Oh, so I think that's some nice meat right there. I want to avoid that. Come right down through here. And basically what we've got here is just for burger. That's all that's really good for. It smells good.
Looks good too. Some bright red meat underneath there.
Is that the moment?
Yeah, that's the beginnings of it.
Okay.
It's just colored.
With this folded over, meat on meat, it allowed just a tiny bit of mold here. So we've got some vinegar. We're going to spray it down. Once we get it cleaned up, I'll go ahead and strip it up probably and put it in this tote for grinding meat. The boys will be cutting grinding meat tomorrow like crazy. All right, that looks like flank steak.
Yeah.
And it looks kind of marbled, don't it?
It does. It looks amazing.
All right, I'll work that up today too. I want you to look at that marbling. It is not bad at all. He's not a beef breed. He's a milk stock breed, but we laid the fat on him.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty, so we'll deal with that here in a minute. First thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and take care of this mold. Just spray a little vinegar. Vinegar is super good for mold. That's just all there is to it. And it got rid of it. There wasn't much anyway.
Awesome.
I did not really think he was going to be very fat, but look at that. And we grind the fat into the burger. This fat right here really goes good in the burger, so I'm going to trim this up real quick. The stuff that's not going into the burger, just basically the outside edge that got dried hard. Toss that out. This stuff right here, just by nature, is kind of hard on a grinder. It's
Oh, it's almost cartilage.
it's got some tougher stuff in it. It's okay in burger, but nowhere else. It don't really like to cut good like this. Yeah. Cut it up in strips like this, and it absolutely goes through that grinder, and it's got your fat ratio already in it. That's got a high fat ratio, but it'll be ground with other lean cuts, so it's all good. Oh, here's some mold.
Uh-oh.
Hey boys, oh, not boys, it's girls. Grace, I found a little mold.
What do we do about mold?
What shall I do? Oh, what shall I do, Grace? Did I drop something? Oh, she's on the ice chest.
Yeah.
She's the cleaning lady. Grace, did you ever know you'd be the cleaning lady? Oh, yeah.
Nope.
There's no, what do you call it? There's no shame. There's no shame in being the cleaning lady, I can promise you.
Not the cleaning lady.
looks to me like as I cut down through there, it gets better. I'm gonna trim that tip off. On the big Louis processing video, it wasn't even the big processing video, it was the early on video. I took the flank steak and made it into steak and we ate it and it was good.
Awesome.
A little on the tough side, but I think I'm gonna keep it for steak. If it's tough, it's tough.
Just slice it thinner.
Look at that marble.
Oh, that's beautiful. Now you're getting to the end that we saw at first.
This is the part Mr. Duncan was talking about. He said, I think you're going to be surprised at Mr. Valiente, the way you fed him and how you kept him up from running all over the countryside. He said, I think you're going to be surprised. Well, I think I'm surprised. That's some really good fat, amazing fat. I've had people tell me I fed my animals too much, get them fat like that, but number one, I'm not against fat. I think fat's good for you. Number two, if you're wanting the marbling in the meat, you're going to have a lot of fat on the outside. I can't tell if it's got a little mold on it or if it's just covered.
Better safe than sorry.
I don't mind telling you folks, I am not a professional. There's people who want to get on here and criticize me for not being a professional. I'm not claiming to be a professional. Matter of fact, I need experience at what I'm doing, so that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Poor old Longbow Banjo said I might give him a heart attack when he was watching me do this. I ain't doing no better this time, Longbow. The heart attack is probably going to take place. I'm just going to trim off some of this wildly excessive fat. Will that go through the ground there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Especially, yeah, that'll go through.
I'm just going to cut the whole shooting match. I'm going to square it up here.
Look at that.
It's not bad looking, is it?
No.
So this looks a lot better cutting at this angle than me.
Looks more steak-like.
Yep. If y'all live in Alabama, swing by Longbow Banjos and take him some heart medication. He's gonna need it. That is definitely sirloin tip looking right there. I believe that may be the tri-tip. I think this little guy just didn't have much tri-tip, to be honest with you. I think he's just so little that he really didn't have much tri-tip to go after. I'm gonna be interested to see what Mr. Longbow says if he's living still, if he's not passed on. Hang in there with us, Mr. Longbow. Don't kick the bucket just yet. I'm gonna trim that fat off.
I think it'll make some good steaks.
I think so. I'm just gonna portion it up and let you put it over in its own stack.
All right.
People don't like to see me really be a professional anyway. They really prefer to see me screw up and mess up so they can comment about that. That's what they should be in the comments saying, thank you so much, McGee, for not being a pro. The reason I do this and show you is just to prove the fact you don't have to be a professional to do this. Matter of fact, I think it's important for everybody to get into this and do it themselves. Start with a little old deer or something, a goat, sheep, something small that you can handle yourself, you know, not get overwhelmed. But you can definitely tear into a beef like this and just, you don't even have to know the name of the cut. Just cut it up and eat it. That's all you gotta do. I know just enough to be dangerous. I know enough to know that's probably the tri-tip piece right there. And that's probably the sirloin tip. That's the extent of my knowledge right there. But when it's on the plate and you're chewing it up, it don't matter. At this point, we want to go here on this rear end section. Right here is where his tail would come out. And we're interested in picanha and sirloin. We just got the sirloin tip. We want the picanha and the sirloin. We'll flip it over like this. Your round cuts are right here. Top round, bottom round, eye round, all right here. And that's not what I'm after today. If I could figure out what to explain, I would. Right now I'm just cutting steaks out of where I believe the sirloin is, right here at the base of the back, on the top of the hind quarter, where it merges. That's what I believe we've got there, is sirloin. The picanha, I believe, sits more like right here.
Yeah, it should be. It's just a small rectangular piece. All right, I think the crack uncle and we'll get some more clothes.
It's cool.
Yes, very cool.
It is cool in here, folks. Now I'm just going down through there, deboning each steak. I've never seen it done this way. I've never done it this way. That's not extremely marbled, but it's some. You can see some marbling there. That's big. That's like a 20 ounce. I'll probably end up cutting them in half, dividing them up. Right here is is your muscle separation, separating your picanha from your sirloin, I believe. I believe that's what that is. So I'm going to go ahead and separate it so I can package it separately. Because the picanha is just a little better of a cut, a little better of a steak. Just like this. I think I found it.
Oh, awesome. Yep.
That's the picanha.
That's it.
You can tell it when you see it, you just can't tell it much.
Yeah. Not till you see it.
That's right.
But once you know.
Yeah. It's like seeing an old friend.
Yes.
So those are sirloins.
Okay.
Keep them separate from anything we did prior.
I have. They have their own corner.
Awesome. All right. I believe that's the picanha. If you know picanha, drop down in the comments and tell me you're on the picanha. But I want to go ahead and slice it into steaks that suit me. The picanha, if I understand right, is sliced with the grain. Had you ever heard that?
I had not heard one way or the other, but that might.
That's what I have seen.
The first cut must be with the grain. The second cut, on the other hand, has to be against the grain, and you're only going to achieve that when you're eating the picanha. So right now, cut it with the grain.
Different people talking about it. So that's what I'm going to do. And there we go.
It's a lot lighter.
Yeah. That was a weight loss management right there. All right. Tomorrow we're wanting to cook a brisket for all the people that are going to be here. So we're going to use Valiente's brisket. So the brisket goes from here to about here, here to about here. So we got to get this shoulder out of the way. A lot of times we do it on the saw, but we're not getting the saw dirty today. We don't want to clean it today and tomorrow. So we're going to do it like this. I have done one like this on the channel before. You might remember. It was when Miss Merritt's family came in and she was wanting a brisket for that. So I'm going to cut this shoulder shank off right here, right now.
It felt like you went through the lower.
I'm going to get the 10, yeah.
Bend it pretty
I'm going to
good.
get the 10-inch there is pretty much ground meat. That's pretty much hamburger meat's what people call it. You don't have to make hamburgers with it, but it's hamburger meat.
I like the way you think.
This is going to make everything easier. Aha. We're going to take it to the table. I want to get salt back out. I'm going to let you catch it.
All right.
Alrighty. Obviously, big old chunk of fat right here. I'll make it where it goes through the grinder. Looks good. Now, basically, to get this brisket, all we got to do is debone it and trim a little bit. The bones come right down through here. When you got a little steer like this, you don't want to be wasting a lot because he's not got just a great big brisket. So I'm going to try to stay close to the bone as I can. I think we're about to get the victory over this one.
Oh yeah. Woohoo!
There's your rib section. This is the bone. I'm just going to trim up some of this old stuff. All right. Is that enough for the group, do you think?
See, it will be, you guys are 4, 6, we are 5, 2, so 13 people. They recommend half a pound of meat per person, so we would want this to be at least 6.5 pounds.
Okay. I think that's good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that's good 6, 7, 8 pounds.
Yeah, right there in that neighborhood.
Okay.
I think it'll be delicious.
Be watching tomorrow. There's gonna be a brisket. Why do I say tomorrow? You're gonna see it today. Time to cook the brisket, folks. We're getting ready for the big ordeal tomorrow when the people converge with knives. This appears to be, is this your rub that
This
you
is
just
our-
mixed up, or the same thing that you just mixed up?
Yeah, this is the same thing, but we knew it wasn't enough for this
Yeah.
brisket, so I mixed more up. And we're just putting a little bit on this side
Mm-hmm.
because it's going to be the
This is
bottom.
gonna be the bottom. Can you give us a rundown of the basic ingredients, please?
Sure, there's pepper, there is onion powder, mustard powder, garlic powder, chili powder, and chipotle powder. And then
Awesome.
you add salt at half a teaspoon per pound of the brisket.
Awesome. Okie doke. Valiente never was so pampered.
He's getting patted and everything. So now on the top side, we're going to do the rest of it.
Awesome. And this will smoke all night, and then tomorrow you'll put it in the oven.
Correct, to come to temperature. And we won't be in a hurry at all because this will cook fairly quickly, being a smaller brisket.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be good and tender.
Mm-hmm. If it's good and tender, they might eat it up before we get to go through the line.
That's why the adults go first. Right now I'm just kind of getting most of it spread out.
Do you try to hit the edges, like on this side and on that side, or you just hit the top?
I usually hit the top mostly and take a quick pat around the edges.
Okay.
Because I'm not very good at getting the edges and it tends to fall off anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's gonna fall off, well, it's not going in the food.
Look below in the descriptions for the complete recipe of this rub. Do you put it in the smoker in that pan, or do you take it out?
I put it in here.
Okay.
There's water in the bottom, which
Yes.
helps with moisture and retaining moisture. And then it makes it simple in the morning. When it gets transferred to the oven, all we do is put foil on top and it steams itself.
Perfect. All right, let's get it in the smoker. Lucas, it's time to get the brisket out.
Look at the goodness.
Oh man, it looks good.
Yes,
Woo-wee.
the deliciousness.
Delicious. Valiente never looks so good.
Never smelled so good. Never put such good seasoning on himself.
He did not, except for the fat. He did do that. Of course, we give him some help in that. What do we got for temp? 173. 74.
That's about it.
Yep. So we just need to raise it up to 203 and she's good to go.
I think I'm gonna put it in the oven at 275 and see what happens.
Okay. My opinion is it won't take long.
No, it should.
Lucas, did you know that there are people that say that that piece of meat right there, eating beef, is destroying the planet?
Yes.
So weird. All right, gonna cover it up. How on earth does a cow walking around eating grass, giving off from that grass, turning it into healthy manure for the soil? How's that destroying the planet?
Because it's not a jet airplane.
Oh, it's not a
Giving
jet
off
airplane
such
built.
emissions.
Okay, I
Jet
got you.
airplanes are okay, cows are not.
Oh, okay. Sounds plausible, but I hate the taste of airplane steak.
Can't imagine it's very good.
No. All right, this is the next day. I got the boys. We got more friends coming on the way to help us cut this beef up. We've got quite a bit of work to do today, but as you know, yesterday we cut a lot of the work out of it, so that's good. Plus we got the brisket cooking. That's heavy on my mind, as you can tell. So if you look back in my content 5 years ago, I was having to drive 2 hours to go cut my beef up at my friend's house. It was 1 hour one way, so 2 hours of driving. Here's a clip from it. What do you learn from that clip? McGee never buys new clothes. But we don't care, we just keep growing. Carnivore, keeping me in my old clothes, that's good. But we're gonna get this beef cut up. We're gonna haul it to the saw and do our normal route where we cut it up basically in the steak sizes. We can cut out what steaks we want. We can throw the rest in the grinding pot. Let's do it. All right, we're gonna start with this hind leg right here. David knows how to keep that hook from hitting Joe in the head. All right. I got hit in the head once. Did one get Joe once? Everybody that works here gets hit once. All right. Let's just go ahead and start with this end. I'm thinking we'll get rid of this shank first. I've already got it plugged in and everything. I think we're ready to be turned on. I'll just let you take it. Take a look here. We're getting into some nice steak area. So I'm going to adjust this to over 1 inch. Put that in a different coat if you can get grab one there. These will be going upstairs to be cut. How pretty that is.
That is gorgeous.
We'll take a look when we get upstairs and get the bone dust off and see if we got marbling. It's going to be interesting. We just got yesterday that his meat is tender. Okay, the rest of this part is going to be ground up for y'all. That last piece you put in may also be for you. Gotta get it, kind of get this straight with it. Okay. Now we're putting it in the 1 inch. Let's cut this rib off real quick. Now this right here will be our T-bone section. It's got the filet mignon in it, and it's got the New York strip. And at first here, we're just simply cutting the beginning, which would be part sirloin, I reckon. What does that look like? Decent? Yeah. This right here is a prime example of a porterhouse. It's got the prime rib in it. You can tell by the size of this prime rib this guy was young. He was not very big, but his filet mignon side is over 1.5 inches this way, which makes it a technical porterhouse, which is a type of T-bone, and it is covered in fat. So I'm happy about that. Now it's just plain T-bone. It's not got the 1.5 inches. All right, that's one hind leg down. start fattening one up years before you're going to kill it.
Yeah.
Hit him right at the end. right, this is gonna go upstairs. We're gonna cut the steaks out of it and get it packaged and separate the stuff for ground meat. This is all ground meat here. The boys are gonna be in the cooler getting it cut up. So let's get with it. Hey kiddos, everybody's coming in. Joel's gonna pump up our new, what do you call it, a jack table? Our new lift, yes. Just keep going, it'll start pumping here in a minute. And he can get that at whatever height he wants it to fit his specific needs. And you can lock the back wheels and they won't roll. That looks great. Scoot it over there, David, so it'll be kind of against there. Perfect. Lock them back wheels and you'll be good to go. All righty, y'all ready to cut up?
Sure.
Okay, you're all bundled up like the snowy Arctic.
I don't think this is quite the Arctic yet.
All right, y'all have fun. We're gonna go cut steaks. Who wants to scrape bone dust?
Grace, you want to? I'll scrape and cut.
Okay, scrape and cut.
Oh boy.
She don't want to be left out. I don't blame her. And that fat, don't worry about trimming that fat off. We're gonna grind it right in with that meat, okay? Looks to me like it's under control, boys. We're gonna head out. Y'all pay attention to what Joel and David say. They're the bosses. All right, you can see Miss Merritt, my neighbor. She is scraping the bone dust off for me. You can see these main muscle groups here. This is the round. This is the round. And so this would be considered your top round. This would be your bottom round. This is your eye round. So I'm just looking here. That's marbling, ain't it?
I believe so.
So we're gonna make steak out of it. It's not considered your prime choice cut because it's usually a little drier. But when we did Big Louie, I decided he had so much marbling, I went ahead and put him into steaks. Let's just say it was not a bad decision. I don't think there's no sense, since it's our own personal use, we don't need to say top round, bottom round, high round. We'll just designate it as round steak and be done with it.
Okay.
We'll go the easiest possible way. What I don't know is if it's necessary to cut that outer rind off or not.
That looks like it could be a little tough, especially
Yeah.
like this streak right in here.
Yeah, I think so. All right, now we got Mr. Tommy at it. When Tommy gets after it, he can really knock it out.
Oh man, the pressure's on now.
He's got him a big old T-bone steak there. Oh my goodness.
Especially at like 5x speed during those Saturday videos.
That's right.
They look like them.
That's right. You know that's what's coming.
Beef is what's for dinner.
Gotcha. All right, we have got the 2 hind legs are done. It's time to start the shoulder rib section. Big, strong boys got it under control. All right, it's kind of hard to tell what you're looking at here. This is the one that yesterday we cut the leg off of and we took the brisket out. So we have the shoulder here. We're going to go ahead and cut the shoulder off. I'm going to trim some of this neck back so that we can get the shoulder off, and then we're ready.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Maybe we can, let's go ahead and get a knife. Tommy, can you get a knife for us and we'll cut that part off, and we won't have all that mess. All right, I'm going to show you a picture of a ribeye steak. That is a ribeye right there. That comes off behind the chuck eye, which is in the shoulder area. Between that and the T-bones, you got these. This is what most carnivores consider life. All right, when I killed this guy and we put him in the cooler, I really didn't have any hope that I would have this. I thought he looked like he was going to be a lean, mean chewing machine. And Duncan up there in Maryland said, I think you're going to be happily surprised. I'm happily surprised, Duncan. All right. Did we hit at 203?
We did.
All right. We are getting her out of there. Gonna rest that baby and have lunch. Lunch is over. We're getting ready to get on the grinding meat. This is one of the first times I think that we got all the cutting, all the steaks, everything done at lunch. So now we like to do it this way. We piggyback these things. So this smaller grinder will feed into this larger grinder. It'll do the coarse grind. It'll do the fine grind. We tried it the other way around. Didn't work. But smaller first, bigger second. We can really get it going. And we got the meat stuffer right there. Are you the stuffer lady this time again?
I like to.
Okay.
We'll let you.
April's the stuffer and the stuffing stuffer. And what is your position, young man? Dishes putter upper.
He's talking to you, youngster.
He said I turned my back on him. Turned my back on him. You're gonna have to watch this on your TV, son, being ornery. Yes, sir. Maybe when you turn 14, she'll make you watch it again. Yeah. folks, there you have it. That is the 2025 beef Valiente. You watched me grow him out from a baby, fed him heavy. It paid off. He made plenty of marbling, plenty of fat, even though he was not a beef breed. I'm tickled pink about that. We're doing the cleanup. We got to clean up the saw. We got to clean up the tables. We got to clean up the grinders. The boys usually clean up the grinders and the stuffer while we clean up the saws and the tables and the cooler and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's all we got for you today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.